DarkStormDown locally. Hello. Welcome in. I like all the bells. He's very cute. And I guess I already have a hider reading. I should do it. Alright. Oh, it's everywhere. Oh, it's so cute. Oh, moon bubble. Oh, like a moment. Jesus. Okay. There I am. Okay. Alright. There we go. I am doing more viewer recommendations. We're reading SCPs today, so I have my little trigger warning up that these are supposed to be unsettling. We do have one joke in the bunch, so there will be some silly, but it will be spoopy, difficult stuffs. Okay, I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome in, hellos. Just emoting the heck out of this stream. Hellos. Hi. I removed my frogs that were in my cave with me here. They don't do as well with the spoopy stories, so they have been moved. But they'll be back for fairy tales tonight, I bet. We'll see who all we get frog-wise for fairy tales. Okay, yeah, so the first story I had for this stream was SCP-999. So I'll load that one up. We'll get started on the reads. Please feel free to submit your redeems at any point. I will get to them in between stories. And then we'll move on to the next story after that. Yeah, it's just as the little redeems thing said. Oh, before I start, how were I today? How were I today? Great job, Raven. I was good. Oh, there we go. I was doing good. What did I do? Well, I ate breakfast. That's about it. That's good. That's a good thing to get done. Will the story have violence? Probably, Lahonk. Probably. I don't know if we'll have froggy violence or rubber ducky violence, but they're usually quite something. There's at least one in the bunch that's a lot. Well, we'll see. They were recommended from different people, so I don't know what they will be until I've read them. 099, or not 099, 999 was recommended by, where did it go? Bratty, who is not here right now. We've got a good collection of different people that recommended these stories, so this will be interesting. Okay. But different people recommend it. That's what I will be reading. But alright. SCP-999. Brace yourselves. Ooh. Item number SCP-999. Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-999 is allowed to freely roam the... My mic, why did it go quiet? Why the heck is it quiet? I will start again because it was quiet for no good reason. SCP-999. Item number SCP-999. Let's move this around. Just make it easier on... Okay. Why is all my stuff moved on me? Oh well. Alright. You'll go there. It'll be over here. Sorry. Little delay. Okay. There we go. Item number SCP-999. Special Containment Procedures. Oh wait, Object Class Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-999 is allowed to freely roam the facility should it desire to, but otherwise must stay in its pen either between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for sleeping or during emergency lockdowns for its own safety. Subject is not allowed out of its pen at night or off facility grounds at any time. Pen is to be kept clean and food replaced twice daily. All personnel are allowed inside SCP-999's holding area, but only if they are not assigned to other tasks at the time or if they are on break. Subject is to be played with when bored and spoken to in a calm, non-threatening tone. Description: SCP-999 appears to be a large, amorphous, gelatinous mass of translucent orange slime, weighing about 54 kilograms, 120 pounds, with a consistency similar to that of peanut butter. Interesting. Chunky or smooth. Ooh, welcome in, zombie. Oh, it's the happy boy. Hello, enlightenments. Ooh. But hellos, welcome in. Okay. Subject size and rounded. Subject size and shape, there we go, is easily malleable and can change shape at will. Though when at rest, SCP-999 becomes a rounded, oblate dome, roughly 2 meters wide and 1 meter in height. The surface of SCP-999 consists of a thin, transparent membrane similar to that of an animal cell, roughly 0.5 centimeters thick, and is highly elastic, allowing SCP-999 to flatten portions of its body up to 2 centimeters thin. Maybe they mean down to 2 centimeters thin. This surface is also hydrophobic, although SCP-999 can willfully absorb liquids. See Addendum SCP-999-A. The rest of SCP-999's body is filled with a viscous orange substance of unknown chemical makeup, though it is capable of digesting organic materials with ease. Subject's temperament is best described as playful and dog-like. When approached, SCP-999 will often react with overwhelming elation, slithering over to the nearest person and leaping upon them, hugging, in quotes, them with a pair of pseudopods while nuzzling the person's face with a third pseudopod, all the while emitting high-pitched gurgling and cooing noises. The surface of SCP-999 emits a pleasing odor that differs with whomever it is interacting with. Ooh. Recorded scents include chocolate, fresh laundry, bacon, roses, and Play-Doh. Play-Doh seems very fitting. Simply touching SCP-999's surface. Ooh. Yawn attacks. Okay. Simply touching SCP-999's surface causes an immediate mild euphoria, which intensifies the longer one is exposed to SCP-999. Ooh, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, SCP Zombie. Nice. Or SP Zombie. I just shoved in an SC because I've been reading SCP. Ooh, fresh laundry. Ooh, yeah. That would be a good one. It is such a specific memory thing. Yeah. Scent attached to memories in your youth will, especially mess with you, but scents are really good for memory. Anyway. Yes, we hope they enjoy their stay. Where was I? Oh, yes. The euphoria intensifies longer one is exposed to SCP-999 and lasts long after separation from the creature. Ooh. Subject's favorite activity is tickle wrestling, in quotes, often by completely enveloping a person from the neck down and tickling them until asked to stop, though it does not always immediately comply with this request. Then I don't like them. Consent is important. SCP-999, even with tickle. Though injuries may occur, SCP-999 has never been found to purposefully attempt to harm others and will immediately back away and contract its body into a quivering mound while gurgling in a manner similar to a whimpering dog, seemingly apologizing for hurting someone on accident. Oh, it's quite late, so I'll turn down the brightness and just listen. Maybe I'll understand English better. Oh, not with me, maybe. I'll get stuck on my words every once in a while. I hope. I'll try and enunciate as best I can, though, Darkstorm. Okay. Yes. So the slime acts like a whimpering dog when you've accidentally hurt someone, seemingly apologizing, in quotes, for hurting someone on accident. They will whimper and such. Okay. While the creature will interact with anyone, it seems to have a special interest in those who are unhappy or hurt in any way. Persons suffering from crippling depression or PTSD, for example, have reported having a far more positive outlook on life after multiple interactions with SCP-999. The possibility of manufacturing antidepressants from SCP-999 slime is currently being discussed. In addition to its playful behavior, SCP-999 seems to love all animals, especially humans, refusing to eat any meat and even risking its own life to save others, on one occasion leaping in front of a person to take a bullet fired at them. Subject's intellect is still up for debate. Though its behavior is infantile, it seems to understand human speech and most modern technology, including guns. I'm wondering, when did someone bring a gun in, and did they intentionally decide, hey, let's shoot at somebody while near the slime and see what it does? Because all of that is very typical of SCP, the Foundation being weird and manipulative. But anyway, okay. Yes. SCP-999's diet consists entirely of candy and sweets. Of course. With M&Ms and Necco wafers being its favorites. Both of those have their little TM over it. Its eating methods are similar to those of an amoeba. Addendum SCP-999-A. Ooh. Another frickin' yawn attack. Whoa. We don't have the oxygens in the brain yet. Ooh. Good slim boy. Not very slim. Good slime boy. I just poke fun. I know what you mean, but okay. Yes, the addendum. Reminder to all staff. SCP-999 is not to consume caffeinated soft drinks of any kind. Okay. Last week, someone gave SCP-999 a can of cola along with its usual breakfast. Not only was it literally bouncing off the walls for half an hour, the carbonation made SCP-999 visibly queasy afterwards, and it refused to move or eat the rest of the day. SCP-999 has thankfully recovered since, but the staff member in question has been reprimanded. I wonder how that was reprimanded, but okay. Also, what's the order of events? Bouncing off the walls and then queasy? Because maybe it was bouncing off the walls that made them queasy, not the carbonation. If you go crazy bouncing around and then you're spinning and spinning and spinning, you might get queasy for a different reason. Well, okay. Addendum SCP-999-B. The following is a report from an experiment in which SCP-682 is exposed to SCP-999 in the hopes that it will curb the creature's omnicidal rage. Ooh. Okay, so 682 must be very rage-filled. We're putting that as a little spin-off to go look into at some point, but okay. SCP-999 is released into SCP-682's containment area. Hi, hello. Released in the containment area. SCP-999 immediately slithers. Ay, darn. Sorry. Okay. 999 immediately slithers towards SCP-682. 999, elated gurgles. 682, unintelligible groans and growling. What is that? SCP-999 moves in front of SCP-682, jumping up and down in a dog-like manner while calling out in a high-pitched squealing noise. 682 groans. Disgusting. SCP-682 immediately steps on SCP-999, completely flattening SCP-999. Observers were about to abort the experiment when SCP-682 started talking again. 682 grunts. Unintelligible something. What is this? And then low noise similar to light chuckle. I feel good. SCP-999 can be seen crawling up from between SCP-682's toes, up along its side and around its neck, where it clings on and begins gently nestling with its pseudopod. A wide grin slowly spreads across SCP-682's face. 682, deep chuckling, feel so happy. Happy. Laughs. Happy. Happy. SCP-682 repeats the word happy for several minutes, laughing occasionally before escalating into non-stop laughter. As laughter continues, SCP-682 rolls around on its back, slamming its tail upon the floor with dangerous force. Whatever 682 is, has a tail. 682, bellowing laughter. Stop! No tickling! Continues laughing. SCP-682 and SCP-999 continue the tickle fight, in quotations, until SCP-682 finally wears down and appears to fall asleep with what would appear to be a smile on its face. After 15 minutes with no activity, 2 Class D personnel enter the room to retrieve SCP-999. When SCP-999 is removed, SCP-682 immediately wakes up and unleashes an unidentifiable wave of energy from its body, all the while laughing maniacally. All persons within the wave's range collapse into crippling fits of laughter, allowing SCP-682 to escape and slaughter all in its path. Oh no. Meanwhile, SCP-999 quickly rescues as many persons as it can, taking them to a safe place to recover from SCP-682's laughter wave, in quotes. Hello, Infinite here. Happy. Yeah. SCP saving them from the laughter waves, in quotes, while agents suppress and recontain SCP-682. Despite the tragedy that SCP-682 had brought upon the facility, SCP-999 has not shown any fear towards the creature and is in fact has made gestures suggesting it wants to play with SCP-682 again. SCP-682, however, has stated, in quotes here, that feculent little, unintelligible, can data expunged and die. That's the end of the addendum. So I guess, 682 isn't terribly friendly. Oh well. Under the addendum, there's memo from Dr. Redacted. Oh yeah, I didn't say in 999A, that addendum, it was all from Dr. Redacted. This might be a different Dr. Redacted, but anyway. Memo from Dr. Redacted. While the test was unsuccessful and ended in tragedy, that had to be the funniest thing I have ever seen. I never thought I'd see the day when I would regard SCP-682 as cute. Please send me a copy of the security tapes ASAP. Oh yes, DC redactive. Doc redactive. Okay. That was 999. Came back and I've deduced that I understand about a quarter of what you're saying. I am sorry, Darkstorm. I try. I'm sorry. Hopefully more time you'll learn more. Maybe it would be helpful to show my text while I'm reading it if I was wanting to help you learn. But hey, I'm not here to teach. Oh my gosh. Okay. That was 999. That was fun. That was good. It's not your fault. Oh, I'll take you, Darkstorm. Oh, yes, there's there's a redeem. There's dice. Oh, now chain. But we did 999. Ooh. And eventually, I think I'll look at 682, the little spin-off. But for now, let's do some redeems. The yawns, they keep getting me. Okay, we start with dice. Where is dice? How is it I lose a dice every time? I rolled a nat 1 on my last roll again. That's starting to become a trend. Oh no, it'll be Tuesday. It'll be Tuesday. Everybody run. Ooh, you rolled a 10 better than me. Okay, I'm gonna collect that die and then we'll move on to the chain. And it was a 4. Okay. That one was a D6, but it rolled a 4. Okay, we'll look at it this way. Consistency. That is not the kind of consistency I want in my rolls. But okay, that was dice. I'll look at everybody else's rolls. We got a 2, LaHonk, just a little bit better than me. Pretty much on the same boat. Rolled a 9, right in there with 10. Enlightenment's got the best one. Oh no! Dumda got the best roll so far. Can anyone beat Dumda? Hell yeah, Dumda. Yeah, I guess somebody can beat Dumda. Nice, Darkstorm. Yeah, the 17 emotes. I'm so glad that y'all added those. That was really great. Okay, we're gonna do the chain now. I'm gonna move it over. So we're seeing the nat 21. I think I've seen the little froggy dance before, but it might have been because you said it. No, I think someone has once done the little nat 20 or something. It's not often, that's for sure. Oh, that's a fun number to get on Riz. That's a fun number to get on Riz. Nice. Okay. A chain. Chain. Funnier number win. Yeah. 14. Oh. Hey, Fet's got 102. Hey, yo. Damn. You win. Long says you're gonna kill him for his Riz. Infinite here is like, Enlightenments has 77. Pretty good. Hey, chat, be careful when you look at the screen. That girl's Darkstorm, being cute, showing off your Riz, even though you. What have you got? You didn't roll a Riz yet. 101. Yep, there you go. Proof you got a good Riz going today. Not quite as good as Fet, but damn near. Look at those two. The two of them beat 100%. Ah. Oh, my cheeks hurt. Oh no, my cheeks hurt. I don't know if I have it. Nope. There we go. I found it. Took me a second. The blush. You have my cheeks. You got me. Okay. I'm going to do chain, like I said. I have to shush. Okay. Oh, noisy mic. Yeah, there's hard cooldowns on the Riz and the rolls. Because if we didn't have the cooldowns, we'd have a repeat of the incident. So we have to keep a strict rules on that. Oh, I almost lost another die, but that time I caught it in my thighs. There you go. Thick thighs save lives. Thick thighs save dies. The incident we just had a very heckin' chaotic chat moment at one point during a stream, and I got very distracted by everything, so it was the whole time. Yeah, Dumda had a really great Riz number already. 69. Nice. Thick thighs save us all. Yes, you had 101. It was good. Okay, I'm gonna hydrate, and then it's scissor snips before singing frog. Okay. And to my new friends here that just joined us or are just popping in, if you want to do a redeem and it's not busy, you can just say which one you want in the chat, and I'll probably still do it. Because I know you haven't been here very long, so you don't have the ribbits just yet. Okay. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Scissor snips time. Alrighty. Alright, that was scissor snips. And Darkstorm, you're good. Actually, the way you wrote it the first time is perfectly good. Like we got you, and that's typical for how you'd say that. If you want to be super specific, you can say the other way, or professional, overly descriptive, or whatever. Hello, little forehead. You're lurking away. Go ahead and lurk away. And now we'll have a singing frog. Yee! Always steals my thunder on these streams. The little singing frog. Okay. Well, come on. There we go. And there is frog. Okay. And we keep go. And I guess... Oh, welcome back. I guess now... The next story. So we have... no. That's the one I'm trying to click. And this is... SCP 096. Just a bit of singing frog, which I'm sure will be redeemed again later. It's a very popular redeem. Okay. Especially just to last a while, but okay. Oh, there we go. SCP 096. Jumping into the next story. Alright. Item number SCP-096. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-096 is to be contained in its cell, a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter airtight steel cube at all times. Oh, lovely cage. Good to have you. Good to have any lurkers too, no worries. Okay, so SCP-096 is supposed to stay in the cell at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks or holes are mandatory. There are to be absolutely no video surveillance or optical tools of any kind inside SCP-096's cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detectors to ensure SCP-096's presence inside the cell. Any and all photos, video, or recordings of SCP-096's likeness are strictly forbidden without approval from Dr. Redacted and O5 also redacted. Description: SCP-096 is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. Subject shows very little muscle mass, with preliminary analysis of body mass suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigmentation with no sign of any body hair. SCP-096's jaw can open to 4 times the norm of an average human. Well, he is already a much bigger person, but okay. Other facial features Other facial features remain similar to an average human, with the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of pigmentation. It is not yet known whether SCP-096 is blind or not. It shows no signs of any higher brain functions and is not considered to be sapient. SCP-096 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors inside its cell indicating it spends most of the day pacing by the eastern wall. However, when someone views SCP-096's face, whether it be directly, via video recording, or even a photograph, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress. SCP-096 will cover its face with its hands and begin screaming, crying, and babbling incoherently. Approximately 1 in brackets to 2 in brackets, minutes after the first viewing, SCP-096 will begin running to the person who viewed its face, who will from this point on be referred to as SCP-096-1. Documented speeds have varied from 35 kilometers an hour to redacted kilometers an hour. We're not allowed to know how fast this thing goes. Oh, that felt icky. It's not a thing. It's a humanoid of some sort. Going any kind of speed and seems to depend on distance from SCP-096-1. Ooh, thank you for the follow. It's Sam. It's Sam. It feels like you have to tell people, no, it's not this, or this is me, or it's the other version of it's Sam. Like, singy-songy, it's me. Fun name. Sorry. Easy distracted today. Okay. So it's depending on the distance from the person that saw it. At this point, no known material or method can impede SCP-096's progress. Oh, okay, go sleep, Darkstorm. We'll see you later, hopefully. Little bouncy frogs. Okay. Mm. Yes, rest well. Nothing can impede 096's progress. Eep, yawns. The actual position of SCP-0961 does not seem to affect SCP-096's response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-0961's location. Note, this reaction does not occur when viewing artistic depictions. Okay, there's a document, 0961. It's bringing me to a whole other thing, but I'm going to read this as part of the story to it. It's considered baked into me. Okay. So document 096-1, referring to the artistic descriptions. Documentation 0961 of Experiment 0961. Experiment 0961 is headed by Dr. Dan. Purpose is to test SCP-096's abilities while obtaining complete physical description of SCP-096. DNO31, a Class D person, why do you cut it? Is a 32-year-old convicted felon and former tattoo artist. D9031 is placed inside Bathysphere 303A, which is then lowered into the Tonga Trench off the coast of New Zealand. Ooh. Position is approximately redacted kilometers from SCP-096's temporary containment cell at site redacted. The following was recorded via video surveillance inside Bathysphere 303A between it and Dr. Dan's control site on the New Zealand mainland. Bathysphere 303A reaches final depth of 10,800 meters. So, pretty big to put that Class D person under there, but I guess we don't care about him. Anyway. D9031 says, the rest is the conversation, so 903 says, it stopped. What now? You know what? I'm going to call him the tattoo artist. That's how we were referring to this Class D person. Tattoo artist says, it stopped. What now? Dr. Dan says, do you feel fine? No sickness? Anything? Tattoo artist, my ears hurt. Dr. Dan, that should be expected. I'm guessing, from all of the extreme depth here that you've been put. Anyway. Now, on your left should be a steel container. Open it, and there will be a manila folder holding several photographs. Open it and describe the first photograph, please. Tattoo artist complies. The camera is located so the photograph cannot be seen. Tattoo artist says, nothing, it's an empty cell. Dr. Dan, thank you. Please set this photograph face down in the receptacle to your right and look at the next photograph. Tattoo artist said, it's the same cell, but there's a foot in it, I think. Dr. Dan, describe it, please. Tattoo artist, it's pale and bony, sort of creepy, actually. Dr. Dan, place the photograph in the receptacle face down and look at the next one. Tattoo artist, okay. There's a pause. Oh, shit. Dr. Dan, describe the photograph. Tattoo artist, it's I don't know, some creepy-ass person. Dr. Dan, describe the photograph, please. Tattoo artist, hell, man. He's pale, has white eyes, and something fucked up is happening with his mouth. What the hell is this thing? At this point, approximately 13:32 Standard Time, 1:30 in the afternoon in the Tonga Trench. Standard Time. I don't know what time zone Tonga Trench is. Anyway, Dr. Dan and Experiment Control is notified that SCP-096 has breached containment. The fastest path to SCP-0961 has been cleared of civilians and other image-capturing devices. and SCP-096 is now being tracked by satellites via tracking collar. That's potentially a lot of people and cameras to make sure are not operating. Gotta have some significant connections for this. All right. Dr. Dan, on your right, there should be another steel container. Open it. And now I guess our tattoo artist is officially 096-1 because they've changed the name there. It's a pad of paper and a pencil. Dr. Dan, yes, please draw a sketch of the photograph you saw. Tattoo artist mumbles an expletive and spends the next 20 minutes drawing a sketch of the photograph. At the time of completion, SCP-096 is confirmed to be redacted kilometers away from SCP-0961. The tattoo artist. Tattoo artist says, I'm done. Dr. Dan, good. Place the drawing in the receptacle on your left and close the door. SCP-0961 complies, and the sketch leaves bathysphere 303A in a watertight buoyancy container. The other photographs are then incinerated in the onboard incinerator. Tattoo artist says, what now? Dr. Dan says, please stand by. Oh, hello, the Dandelion. Hiya. Fun name. Welcome in. Okay. Dr. Dan had said, please stand by. 40 minutes pass. SCP-096 is now confirmed to be at SCP-096-1's position and is diving. Okay, so they're just above our tattoo artist. The transponder signal ends at 9,339 meters as pressure goes beyond the device's operational limits. The camera shows the bathysphere shaking slightly. Ooh, thank you for the follow, the Dandelion. Welcome in, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. So the bathysphere is shaking. From the tattoo artist's reaction, it is assumed yawn attacks. Dang it. Okay. It is assumed SCP-096 is on the hull and is visible through the viewport. SCP-096-1, the tattoo artist. Oh, fuck. Shit. What the fuck is that? I appreciate that they put the shit in one continuous line. It was not separate words. It was one. Anyway. Video and audio feed is cut as the hull of the bathysphere 303A is breached. SCP-096 is recovered by Surface Recovery Team Foxtrot 303A without incident. Sketch of SCP-096 is also recovered, and a quick test confirms no hostile reaction from SCP-096. There's no comment about recovering the tattoo artist, the Class D felon, right? So the sketch is recovered, but there's no hostile reaction when looking at the sketch. And there's nothing specific about what happens to our little tattoo artist. Sketch is sent to experiment control on New Zealand, while SCP-096 is moved to permanent containment. That's the end of that little document. Now we're back to the main thing. The Foundation doesn't care what happens to that guy. No, they never do. And that is why I at least gave our poor friend, referring to them as who they are, you know, their profession is probably something they relate to a little bit more than a changing collection of letters and numbers. Because, oh, you're just a Class D, but now you're in danger, so now you're an SCP-1. So, yeah, no, that was our tattoo artist. Anyway, okay. So now we know that artistic depictions don't change it. Oh, yeah, now we know exactly what happens to this person because it's spelled out here. Upon arriving at SCP-0961's location, SCP will proceed to kill and data expunged SCP-0961. I have a feeling it's eat. Yay. 100% of cases have left no traces of SCP-0961. Yeah, so tattoo artist is fully removed from existence. SCP-096 will then sit down for several minutes before regaining its composure and becoming docile again. It will then attempt to make its way back to its natural habitat, data redacted, so we have no idea where they naturally reside. Due to the possibility of a mass chain reaction, including breach of Foundation security and large civilian loss of life, retrieval of subject should be considered alpha priority. And I suppose you would do that in a very careful bird box kind of way, where you can't look at what you're doing. Dr. Redacted has also petitioned for immediate termination of SCP-096, see interview 0961, which is just below here. And then there is a struck through a little bit. Order is awaiting approval. That's struck out. And the next is termination order has been approved and is to be carried out by Dr. Redacted on data redacted. A different day, different site, I don't know. See incident 0961-A. I have a feeling we should do the interview first and then that incident. So here we have an audio log that they said that we should check out just a little bit above the incident log that we'll read. Audio log from interview 0961. Interviewer, Dr. Redacted, interviewed Captain, retired, redacted, former commander of Retrieval Team Zulu 9A. Retrieval Incident 0961-A. Oh no, so maybe I should go to the incident first. I'll read the incident first. I remember a nature guy always saying that when something eats something else, it becomes that animal. So when a cat eats a mouse, that mouse becomes cat. Ooh. Meanwhile, some people are like, I'm 2% taco if I eat enough tacos that it's, the math of like this weight and that weight. So then the cat would become partially mouse. I like that version of it too. I don't know which one we should go with. Okay, we'll go with the interview first and then we'll go with the incident. Okay, begin log of interview 0961. We'll go back to the incident after. Begin log, redacted time, research area, redacted. Sorry. Again, this is between the retired captain, former commander of the retrieval team, and the Dr. Redacted. Captain Redacted. It always sucks ass to get initial retrieval duty. You have no idea what the damn thing is capable of besides what jacked up information the field techies can scrape up. And you're lucky if they even tell you the whole story. They told us to bag and tag. Didn't tell us jack shit about not looking at the damn thing. Well, that's just awful work. You have not hired the right people for this at all. Oh my gosh. But okay. Dr. Redacted says, could you describe the mission, please? They're just going to be Captain and Docker from here on. They're both redacted. Anyway. The captain says, yeah, sorry. We had 2 choppers, one with my team and one on backup with Zulu 9B, and Dr. Redacted. We spotted the target about 2 clicks north of our patrol path. I'm guessing he wasn't facing our direction, else he would have taken us out then and there. Doctor, your report says SCP-096 didn't react to the cold. It was negative redacted degrees Celsius, but it looks like it's at least 2 digits, so at least negative 10, that's not very much. But it could be even 3 digits, which would be insane. Okay. Captain says, actually, it was negative redacted. So maybe colder, maybe warmer. I don't know. Still, probably very cold. Yes, it was butt naked and didn't so much as shiver. Anyway, we landed, approached the target, and Corporal Redacted got ready to bag it. That's when Dr. Redacted called. I should note that the doctor in the captain's story has a much longer name than doctor that we're talking to. This is definitely not the same doctor. There's Dr. Redacted and there's just doctor. That's how I'll specify. Okay. That's when Dr. Redacted called. I turned to answer it, and that's what saved me. The target must have turned, and my whole squad saw it. There we go. Doctor, that's when SCP-096 entered an agitated emotional state? Captain, yep. The interview now pauses for a second before continuing. So he just says, yep, and then... Sorry, got the willies for a second. Doctor, that's all right. Captain, yeah, well, I never saw its face. My squad did, and they paid for it up the ass. Doctor, could you describe it a little more, please? Captain pauses. Yeah, it started screaming at us, and crying. Not animal roaring, though. Sounded exactly like a person. Really fucking creepy. Pauses again. We started firing when it picked up Corporal Redacted and ripped off his leg. God, he was screaming for our help. Fucking A. Anyway, we were blowing chunks out of the target, round after round. Didn't do jack shit. I almost lost it when it started. Data expunged him. Doctor, that's when you ordered the use of an... Papers are heard moving. Ordered the use of an... AT-4 HEDT launcher. Captain, an anti-tank gun. Started carrying it ever since SCP Redacted got loose. I've seen those tear through tanks like tissue paper. Did the same thing to the target. Doctor, there was significant damage to SCP-096? Captain, it didn't even fucking flinch. It kept tearing apart my squad, but with half of its torso gone. He draws a large half circle across his torso. So the captain kind of mimics that on his. Doctor, but it was taking damage. Captain, if it was, it wasn't showing it. It must have lost all its organs, all its blood, but it didn't acknowledge any of it. Its bone structure wasn't hurt at all, though. It kept tearing my squad apart. Doctor, so no actual structural damage. How many rounds would you say were fired at SCP-096? Captain, at the least, 1,000. Our door gunner kept his GAU-19 on it for at least 20 seconds. 20 fucking seconds. That's 650 caliber rounds pumped into the thing. Might as well have been spitting at it. Doctor, this is when Zulu 9B arrived? Captain, yeah, and my squad was gone. Zulu 9B managed to get the bag over its head, and it just sat down. We got it into the chopper and got it here. I don't know how I never saw its face. Maybe God or Buddha or whoever thought I should live, the jackass. Doctor, we have obtained an artist's depiction of SCP-096's face. Would you like to view it? Captain pauses. You know, after hearing that thing's screams and the screams of my men, I don't think I want to put a face to what I heard. No, just no. Doctor, all right. I believe we are done here. Thank you, Captain. Chairs are heard moving and footsteps leave the room. Captain, retired, rejected, is confirmed to have left interview room 22. Doctor says, let this be on record that I am formally requesting SCP-096 be terminated as soon as possible. And that's the end of the log. But now I'll go to Incident 096-1A. And it's a whole thing So I think we'll take a break. We'll do a couple redeems. And we'll pick this back up. Yeah. Just because it's still part of the story to me, but it is its own lots of text. And it's good to have a little break. Incident 096-1-A. I'm including them, and I'll put that on the little list so that I keep track of what stories we've read and such. Alright, we have a redeemed for Glass Jar Tappy Taps. And I guess we'll jump right into that. Alright. There we go. Alright. Here we go with the glass jars. Okay, there was her glass jar Tappy Taps. And if we've got nothing else, I'll just take a moment to hydrate. No. Accidental spring sounds. But alright. Oh. Okay. Setting everything up again. I think since we have no redeems, we took our little break. We don't have to break long, especially since we're continuing a different story. Might as well do a CP. I always do that. Somehow miss the capitalization of the P. .096 continued. Ooh. Card dealing. Okay, hold on. I got this. Card dealing. We'll do card dealing real quick. And then the CP. Alright. Mic down. All right. Ooh. Okay. Nope. My headphones are all funky. There we go. All right. Now we will do. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. Okay. I did it. We're set up to get back to reading. All right. Thank you for those redeems, Fet and Lahunk. All right. Yes. Incident 0961A. A continuation of the 096. It starts off with disconnected quotes. So containment has been attained? Yes, Doctor. Let me see the security footage. And then there's a little document. It says begin log. A large steel cube is shown in the middle of a research lab, which is teeming with a dozen or so researchers. In view of the camera is a control booth, displaying readings from the various sensors inside the cube. Fast forward 1 minute to 30 seconds. 1 minute 32 seconds. Sorry, why did my brain? Anyway. The control booth operator leans forward, alerted to the various readings on the sensors. Approximately 5 seconds later, a steel wall on the containment cube receives a sizable dent bending outward. The dent becomes larger before breaking. SCP-096 is seen bending the steel away, frantically trying to escape. Emergency plates drop in the cube as a containment breach is sounded. The security tape has SCP-096's face blurred out as per containment protocol. 2 security teams enter the room as SCP-096 breaks out of containment. Live rounds and tranquilizer darts are fired to no visible effect. Approximately 90% of researchers and security personnel have directly viewed SCP-096's face, and a code Lima is declared. The room and sounding areas are sealed and flushed with redacted class nerve agent. Approximately 2 minutes later, SCP-096 breaches research site redacted and travels redacted kilometers through the outside desert, traveling redacted. End log. And then a few more attributed quotes. Each Romeo was assigned to immediate containment breach. When we realized just how big a breach we were dealing with, we were completely overwhelmed. Funny how even the best and brightest minds in the world can be so unprepared. So you are saying it's your own fault? Absolutely not. This was a new discovery in SCP-096's behavior. We had no way to know, and we are lucky it did not turn into an XK. Then there's a bunch more documents. So the next log is a helm cam footage from ER1. Just gonna adjust here. Footage from inside. Ooh, okay, Mike, don't fall away. Ooh. Footage from inside a UH-60 shows SCP-096 on the desert floor, moving at considerable speed. ERA. This is Echo Romeo Actual. We have visual of the target. Unintelligible. At data expunged, knots, and increasing. ERA listens to the radio as orders, identified as coming from Dr. Dan, are delayed. SCP-096 can be seen slowly gaining speed. ERA motions off camera. ER3 appears, holding a modified XM500 anti-materiel rifle. 2 shots are fired. The first misses, and the second hits SCP-096 in the lower leg. SCP-096 stumbles but recovers. Speed change is insignificant. ERA, unintelligible, repeat, no effect on target. ERA motions to ER3 again. ER3 fires 3 more shots. The first 2 miss, and the third hits SCP in the head. SCP-096 falls, skids, and rolls several times, reducing its speed minimally. SCP-096 rolls to its feet and continues unabated. Camera pans up to see 8 V-2 Ospreys belonging to MTF Tau 1 flying overhead and past the helicopters on the same outbound vector as SCP-096. Camera cuts out. End log. Then the next log here is video interview log 0961A. Dr. Olakesai. No, what? My brain didn't read that right. Alexei appears very calm. Dr. Alexei appears very calm, determined, and answers all questions slowly and deliberately. Interviewer. Where were you exactly at the time of breach? Dr. Alexei. On break, getting a cup of coffee. It was pure luck I wasn't caught in the containment area. Interviewer. Describe your actions directly after the containment breach. Dr. Alexei. I sent Echo Romeo after SCP-096 and alerted Dr. Dan to the situation. We then set upon the task of locating SCP-096-1 once the general direction of SCP-096 was determined. I sent Mobile Task Force Tau-1 ahead to evacuate civilian population centers in SCP-096's path, all according to containment protocol. End log. Sorry. Okay, that's fine. Kate, you're always good. Remember, I don't take attendance. You're okay. So I guess this is them discovering probably that the SCP he will go to any length very quickly to get to the person that has seen him. Not just someone that's close, but like even if photos. But I'm not sure. Because they knew to remove the face in the videos. Maybe they know, maybe they don't. She would, I'd be in a hell of a lot of trouble. Yeah, if I did, I'd be yelling at you guys when you showed up, and that would be a terrible idea. Okay. Okay, anyway, so they're dealing with this new twist. I don't know how it's totally new. But the next log, video interview log 0961B. Dr. Daniel Dan, redacted, sits patiently. On the table in front of him is what looks to be a set of modified night vision goggles, sorry. This brings up a thought that Raven would not approve of. Uh-oh. Drop it in the chat in the Discord for that. Yes. Okay, so interviewer says, for the record, where were you exactly during SCP-096's containment breach? Dr. Dan, in the data expunged mountain range, trying to find more information on SCP-096's origins. So we know that they exist in mountains. Not stream friendly, just thinking a little bit like SCP Foundation. Oh. Yeah. I'm not approving, probably. Okay. They're learning SCP-096's origins. It was a quick research expedition, so I left Dr. Alexei in charge of containment. He is competent enough, if a bit ... eager, and has proved himself in the past. This is all confirmed by the various related paperwork, so don't go thinking... And the interviewer interrupts. It was just for the record, Doctor. Now, knowing that SCP-096 is immune to all known forms of damage while in an enraged state, why would you order the sniper attacks from the emergency response team? Dr. Dan, why not? There was a chance to slow down SCP-096 and give MTF Tau 1 more time than we had to try it. It put ER in no danger, Echo Romeo, not like an ER room, in no danger, and the choppers were in danger of being outrun anyway. Honestly, ER could do little else to help or harm the situation. Interviewer, I see. Now could you explain this? Interviewer motions to the goggles lying on the table. Dr. Dan, yes, this is Project Scramble, an eyepiece we assigned to ER and MTF Tau 1, designed by Dr. Alexei and myself specifically for SCP-096. It carries a small microprocessor which constantly analyzes the viewing field for the facial features of SCP-096. Facial recognition software inside instantly identifies them, scrambling the image into an unrecognizable mess before the light reaches the human eye. It's quite ingenious, really. Interviewer, and expensive. Dr. Dan, very. Which is why it's such a shame it didn't work. And the log. Oh, no. Okay. Theoretically, if there was a certain potential world-ending SCP that the Foundation could not take out no matter what they tried, why not let someone see 096's face and then feed that someone to the world-ending SCP? One way or another, one of your problems may be solved. Why not let the world-ending SCP see the other SCP's face? Why did we need to have someone else eat it and then feed that someone to the other one? Cut out the middleman. If we're thinking like that, the logic hole there, just get 096 to eat the other one, because 096 is usually pretty chill. It's starting to affect me, this frickin' Foundation. Neither would be lovely, but if someone's actively trying to destroy everything, maybe that would be good. Because to be honest, I don't care if that were, but I'd have to reread its entry sometime. I was referring to a specific SCP. Okay. Well then, alright. Maybe there's a little bit of a hiccup on the one specific one. But anyway. Okay. The next log. Okay. Frickin' yawn attacks. Okay. Begin log. Audio transcript between MTF Tau 1 and modified EG3 Sentry AWACS. Call sign Big Brother. MTF T1. Ospreys in the air, moving, data expunged at data expunged, awaiting vector. At this point, I'm guessing it's a very important person trying to be saved from being eaten. Which is annoying that this person matters more than the other people. But anyway, awaiting vector. Big Brother, electronics online, cruising altitude reached. Uploading program scramble to all camera systems. Cameras online. Big Brother is now watching. MTF-T1. What outbound vector is the target currently heading? Big Brother. Target is currently westbound, traveling on... Shit. Yeah, he's on the I-40. I think he just flipped a semi. Outbound vector is data expunged. Degrees by data expunged. Next town on this vector is data expunged. I'd say a couple 100 kilometers. Shit. MTF, we're suggesting Echo Romeo begin evacuating the I-40. I don't know how many cars the target has wrecked. MTF T1. Hold 1, that's a negative. Big Brother. ER is reporting that the target is outrunning her choppers. They can't get ahead of him. The target is outrunning her choppers. They can't get ahead of him. Are we giving our SCP gender fluid pronouns, or are there two people involved in this? Big Brother, then get them to stop the motorists on the other lane. I don't know how many people have seen this thing's face. Yeah, that's the problem. End log. They're really scrambling about this, aren't they? next quote that's in between these logs. The first 3 elements of Tau 1 succeeded in gathering the townsfolk in the first 3 towns without incident. SCP-0961 was confirmed to not be in any of these when SCP-096 ran through each in turn without stopping. However, a video log in MTF Tau shows SCP-0961 being identified in the town of data expunged and the ensuing incident. Show it. Okay. Begin log. Helm cam footage from Element 4 of MTF Tau 1 in the town of data expunged. Somewhere on the I-40, I guess. Most of the townspeople are gathered in the square, all blindfolded. Helicopters sweep the town. Indistinct orders are heard over loudspeakers from both the helicopters and ground personnel. MTF T1 over Tau comm radio and loudspeakers. The target is entering proximity zone. All units activate scramble gear and begin crowd control procedures. All civilians are not to move from their spot or remove their blindfolds. If you move or touch your blindfold, you will be shot. I repeat, all civilians are. Orders are drowned out by a loud shriek coming from outside the camera's view. Someone has already broken the rule, probably. Approximately 2 kilometers away, SCP-096 is seen to be coming over the crest of the hills. It tries to slow down on the descent, but trips and tumbles down at high speed, crashing through several houses before regaining its footing, almost without delay. Unknown voice over loudspeakers. Unintelligible. Civilians are not to move. You will be shot. I repeat, unintelligible. Several shots are heard, none of which are directed at SCP-096. SCP-096 stops for 1 second before running into the crowd of townsfolk, throwing many aside and trampling more. So he's not eating them. He doesn't care about them. I don't know if they're seeing him or not. More shots are heard as the crowd begins dispersing. So it sounds like they're just shooting people. Doesn't sound like they're actually doing anything. They're just shooting people. They're not stopping anything that's supposed to be happening. Unless the shot prevents them from being eaten or whatever the data expunged thing that SCP-096 does. Sounds like they're just shooting people. Lovely. Okay. More shots of the crowd dispersing. The loudspeakers unintelligible under the vocalizations of SCP-096. SCP-096 locates SCP-0961, a middle-aged man, and the camera views SCP-096 grabbing him before it is hit by a fleeing townsperson and is dislocated from the helmet. So the camera sees that, but then is bonked and can't see it. End log. And this is the next log is a video interview. Video interview log 0961C. Seems to be interviewer and a Major Jack Wilford. Major Jack Wilford, current commander of MTF Tau 1. I was looking through SCP-0961's house with my squad. Poor bastard was a semi-pro mountaineer. Took a trip to the Redacted. Apparently, he took a snapshot of the landscape and just happened to catch SCP-096 in the background. Wilford holds up 4 fingers for emphasis. Wilford. 4 pixels. 4 fucking pixels. I doubt the guy even knew what he saw. He was probably just looking at the picture one day, noticed an off-color patch of snow, and went on with his day. Interviewer. How did you find it? Wilford. Our scramble gear picked it up right away. The lieutenant got the picture and took it down to the chopper before I ever got to see it. By then the damn monster had taken down Big Brother, and it had peeled open the former Major's striker. All hell was breaking loose. So the scramble gear was ineffective? Wilford. Ineffective? The goddamn scramble were pieces of shit that killed the whole damn task force. You know only 3 people are alive besides me? All because some... I'm not saying that word, but it says R word. Some R word egghead. Oxymoron. Or not oxymoron. What is it? Yeah. Thought of a state-of-the-art countermeasure to SCP-096's hostile reaction. Those bloody idiots could have just put a bag over the target's head and be done with it, but no. We had to use the state-of-the-fucking-art scramble. End log. It sounds like it just didn't quite work, but I'm guessing we're going to find out how it didn't work in a minute. Ooh, I'm able to think of these things standing back in a fictional scenario, but were I in the situation, it's not a decision I'd take lightly and quite probably not be able to do at all. Yeah, that's something that people sometimes will forget. You'll struggle to come up with it in the moment because panic and other considerations. And then it is a harder decision, so yeah. But this is the good news. It is all very fictional and we can just theorize like this. Thankfully. Ugh. Okay. This is the next log and it looks like it's just Dr. Dan and interviewer. I think it's just back to the same older log. After, like, what did Major say? It starts with the first line. Dr. Dan says, "What did that fucker call me?" So, yeah. Considering the slur he used, appropriate, Dr. Dan. Okay. Dr. Dan, what did that fucker call me? Dr. Dan pushes back from the table and begins standing up. Dr. Dan, I'll show what that goddamn son of a bitch, what an egghead is, after I bash open his... Interviewee begins shouting and cursing. It cuts off what Dr. Dan says with too much shouting and cursing, I guess. 2 guards enter the room and push Dr. Dan back into the seat. Yeah, log. Dr. Dan is feeling the violent duck. For sure. Okay. They push him into the seat. Interviewer, do we need to administer a sedative, doctor? Dr. Dan takes a breath and smooths his coat. Dr. Dan, no, I apologize. Sighs. Scramble was really an ingenious idea. However, it was a failure because we did not fully know how SCP-096 worked. See, as the chip inside Scramble picked up SCP-096's facial features and began scrambling them, there was a split second of uninterrupted light flow to the retina. Computers are fast, but not as fast as light. So there was a split-second image of SCP-096's direct face sent into the brain. It wasn't even consciously received, but apparently it was enough to trigger the hostile reaction in SCP-096. Interviewer, so with this report of the photograph, Dr. Dan, that's the most disturbing part of this whole incident. You know when the former SCP-0961 went on his mountain trip? 1990 redacted. Somewhere in the 1990s. That's redacted years of that photo hanging there before he saw SCP-096. Since the brain doesn't need to be aware that it is viewing SCP-096's face to trigger the reaction, there can be ticking time bombs hidden literally anywhere in the world. How many photographs are out there containing SCP-096 just going unnoticed, waiting for a careful eye? As I said before, I want this thing terminated. Now. End log. Hi, Chris. Hi, Brian. I'm doing good today. Hi. How are you? Okay. Yeah, we got that one. Now we have more unconnected quotes before the next couple logs. Just a quick question, Doctor. What exactly were you planning on doing there? Major Jack Wilford was top-notch SBS when we recruited him. I was also a recon corpsman, sir, and was deployed in the Caucasus. Marines beat SBS. Deployed in the Caucasus. Marines beat SBS. No, they don't. Enough, both of you. Moving on. Okay, so now we have a little bit of a connection to this. These little unattached quotes must be Dr. Dan and a couple of other people that he's telling the story to. I don't know. Ooh, I'm doing good. Trying to get some more rest before having to get up. Yeah. Freaking yawn attacks. Oh my gosh. Ooh, good day, everyone. Welcome in. Please pull up the comfiest lily pad that speaks to you and relax. Relax, I say. I won't take no for an answer. I love this message. Can you can you drop this message whenever there's people that raid in? I love it. I love it. I want it. I want it to show up when we have raids. If someone raids in, a bot or cage says, hello. I love it. Okay. Yes, right. Okay, so we figured out some of those detached quotes are just whatever's going on with the doctor talking to somebody else, two somebodies, because he says enough, both of you. But okay. If Vet isn't here, I can swing it by him on Discord. I think I don't have access to set it, but should be able to make it a command. Well, I've copied it, and if nothing else, I'll make it a command after I finish this stream. Okay. Yes, the next one. Begin log. Video interview log 0961D. Chief Master Sergeant redacted, and in the interviewer. And so his name is just redacted. I don't know why. Hey, Ruben, you have a lovely voice to listen to. Thank you for being a streamer. Oh, thank you, Brian, for being very supportive. I appreciate it. Where was Brain? Where was Brain before compliment? Oh, yes. Okay. The Chief Master Sergeant redacted. So they just have his name redacted. But it says that he's a door gunner under Echo Romeo. So I'm going to call him Gunner instead of just redacted every time. Gunner. So Gunner says, I got the bag over its head. Interviewer says, yes, you've told me that. Could you tell me exactly what transpired? Gunner, it was done with all its, it was just sitting there in the highway. Just got done ripping open a minivan. Interviewee is silent. Interviewer, and Gunner, Wes lended the chopper. I got out and bagged it. I put the bag over its head. It got calm and they took it. Interviewer, so the victims in the minivan were the last to have viewed SCP-096's face. Interviewee is silent. Interviewer, Gunner? Says the name. Interviewee remained silent for the remainder of the interview and was released. He was later found in his bunk room, having committed suicide via hanging with a makeshift rope. A half-crushed pacifier was found in his fist. I don't know if it's to take that he just was crushed by what he saw, or that he is worried that he might have seen part of the thing's face. But he would have been attacked sooner if he had seen his face. Anyway, okay. Awful. And then the next log, video log 0961D, confiscated tape from news broadcast CNN. The image shows first responders surrounding the remains of a crashed plane over the shoulder of a field reporter. The plane, which seems to be military in origin, has no outward markings designating it as part of the U.S. military. While first responders look for a black box recording, it is thought by police that the plane crashed due to a massive cabin breach in both the cockpit and fuselage. The reporter motions to a large hole in the side of the plane, which several firefighters are climbing inside of. Reporter. Paramedics have only found 3 bodies, which is odd for a plane apparently requiring a crew of around 20 men. Police have suggested, and then the reporter is cut off as 3 super stallions are shown hovering overhead, 2 of which land and begin unloading troops belonging to MTF Epsilon. MTF E1. Shut off the camera. Shut off the motherfucking end log. So they stopped that, but there very well could be more breach just in case of one little tiny pixel that somebody didn't look at, but if they look back. Oh, spoopy. Begin log. Next log here is back to interviewing Alexei. Oop, I had to stay away for a minute. What command are we wanting? The little good day cage message. For when people raid in, I want that to be said. With a little gentleman frog. Good day, everyone. It's just silly, and I like it. It's nice. Okay, anyway. So Dr. Alexei, oh my gosh. Why am I started blushing because I was talking about the little goofy old man. Little gentleman. So I popped that on. I do that. I don't know why I am, but I am. Okay. Well, you missed a treat last night then. I don't think I actually heard you say any bad words, lol. Oh, I've been saying quite a few now. Because till we get follower emotes, I don't think we can do that until the bot has a sub. Oh? We have to have the bot have a sub so that we can have a thing happen when people raid in? Okay. Maybe we'll have a welcome command that you guys can say welcome and then the bot will say that. It won't have the emote. Oh, it won't have the emote. Ah. Oh, it did work. Cool. Yay! Look at that. You did it. Yay! Oh, because it goes through Raven and not Nightbot. Aha! There you go. It's pretending to be me, not somebody else. Oh, I'm good. But okay, that works. Yay! I'm glad. Okay. In the story, we were done with the CNN log. It was actually just stream elements as Raven. Yeah, that's it. That's where I put him. Okay. Yeah, so Dr. Alexei, the other doctor, is doing that. So you went the fuck to sleep. Perfect, Brian. That's perfect. Okay. Alright, so Dr. Alexei, he says, so are we finished here? In this next very short log, interviewer says, one last question, doctor, or statement, as it seems. We find it interesting that there was no break room at research site, redacted, or coffee. Interviewee remains silent. Interviewer, we think it would be best if you begin talking. Remainder of video log 096-1-A redacted. End log. I'm a little confused as to what this has to do about the coffee. Do I need to go back to... I'm going to scroll back to... Yep. So, the last interview with Dr. Alexei, they said, where were you exactly at the time of breach? And doctor said, on break, getting a cup of coffee. It was pure luck I wasn't there. But now he says, there is no coffee room. There's no break room. There's no coffee. So I call bullshit. All right. And then just underneath that is more unconnected quotes here. I don't see what that has to do with me. There's no reason to play dumb, doctor. He told us everything. Well, then I guess there's no use feigning anything, is there? And then here we have an audio recording at an 05 hearing, I guess. 051. Upon reviewing your testimony and available footage and the confession of the late Dr. Alexei, oh, he's dead? Oh no. It is the unanimous agreement of the 05 that you are to be terminated for your part in the gross breach of SCP-096, and then they're interrupted. Dr. Dan says, and I thought you would know the meaning of for the greater good. 051. Do not try my patience, doctor. Given the incident's scope and potential, the 05 have approved your request for the termination of SCP-096. Given the lack of personnel with understanding of SCP-096, the termination will be entrusted to you under heavy guard and the personal supervision of me. Your own termination will be scheduled at a later date. End log. Oh. Next is, that is horrible, Doctor. How could you knowingly... It worked. There was only a matter of time until that happened in a major population center, and its face spread over the world news. I can kill 096, but I've killed myself in the process. Oh, so it was all set up. The two doctors, they set that up to be the way it was. When he said he was out in the mountains, he was not. He delivered somebody a photo or something like that, I guess, to make sure the things happened. Oof. So he just organized all of that to make sure that he could get approval for terminating 096. And that is another reason to hate the Foundation, because that's the way that they had to go about making sure that people didn't die. But at the same time, this man killed how many people to get rid of this one being that it was his job to try and understand, and he couldn't manage to do that? He just killed it instead. Cool. Although technically, we never got confirmation that that SCP is dead, did we? Just said that he would be terminated. Yeah. Wow. Okay, that was SCP-096 in total now. Let's have redeems. Let's have a little break from the Foundation, because they are decidedly not my favorite. What do we have? Okay. Origami wrestling. That's a good one. Yeah. There we go. Let's do origami. Oh, and then keys. Lovely. Here we go with origami. Uh-oh. Freaking mic. Alright, Fet, we'll see you later. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye. Okay. And keys. Oh, thank you, Fet. I'm going to request we do the money frogs. Fet has contributed to Throne. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. If you didn't know, I added on my Throne a laptop that we can contribute to so that I can play gaming streams in the future, because I can't seem to manage it with my current setup. But if I use a PC, things will go easier, and I'll use it in tandem with what I've got now. And so hopefully I can do those again in the future, and it will be better quality for once. But thank you very much. So drop to little money frogs. Money frogs. Thank you. Okay. More keys. Keys. Well, thanks, Cage. No worries. It's all good. And if you didn't know, we have a tradition. Whenever someone gifts something, maybe they do bits, or they gift on Throne, or they gift out subs, we drop our little money frog emotes. Or if you have any other like money emotes or emojis, those are good to drop too. The idea is just to give a thank you for the money that they have contributed. I very much appreciate it. Okay, so here we go. Sorry. Keys! Ha! Keys! Okay, that's plenty of keys. Alright. Do-do-do-do. Alrighty. The next story we were gonna read here is 323. Boo. Out of interest in me promising you to help responsibly, I cannot yet. Certain charity drive wiped out my leisure spending budget for the week and a little extra. Absolutely. I'm glad you went and supported them first. That's a really significant charity over on my stream that she did yesterday, so it's absolutely fair. But I want to and will contribute to that laptop when I can safely afford to. Thank you for being responsible about it. I appreciate knowing that you are being safe about it. Good. Look after yourself first. Make sure you can handle that. Don't pour from an empty cup, those kinds of sayings, all that. But thank you. Thank you for being at least emotionally supportive there. Mm. All right. Yes. All right. So I'm going to read SCP-323, and I feel like that might be the last of tonight's stream, but we will pick up with more recommended stories tomorrow. We'll do more of those at the same stream time, and tonight we'll be doing the fairy tales again. So, if you want more SCP stories, I'll be back on SCP Stuffs tomorrow starting 5:30 EDT or thereabouts, because I'm sometimes late. Anyway, here we go with SCP-323. And who knows, maybe we'll have time to do another one. I think the next one is quite short. Yeah, that one's very short. Probably we'll be able to get to do the next one too. But alright, here we go. SCP-323. Item number SCP-323. Object class Euclid. There's a photo first up. It's SCP-323 in a temporary testing chamber. It looks like a deer skull. Old bleached white skull. Beautiful antlers though. Okay. Special containment procedures. SCP-323 is to be kept in a 17 meter by 17 meter by 17 meter concrete containment cell in Site 91, Ooh, we got which site? It's a gift. The object is to be strained in the center of the cell with a 1 meter cubed container of 8.8 centimeter thick transparent armor lined with one-way laminate, which is to be fit with one electronically locked access port. This container is to be internally lit with the surrounding cell kept dimmer to facilitate the one-way laminate. This cell is to be surveyed remotely at all times, and any signs of activity are to be reported. No personnel are to enter SCP-323's containment cell except to examine the integrity of SCP-323's restraint measures. The restraint measures are to be examined bi-weekly, and any signs of damage are to be repaired immediately. All personnel who enter SCP-323's containment cell are to be accompanied by an armed guard. Personnel are not to be within SCP-323's containment cell for longer than 45 minutes, and any communication around SCP-323 is to be written or spoken in a language other than English or French. I'm getting excited about what this is going to be in the end. In the event that SCP-323 breaches containment and an instance of SCP-3231 is formed, personnel are to evaluate Site-91 and the site is to be locked down. Remote units are to be deployed to destroy the body of SCP-3231. Following this, armed personnel may be sent to re-establish the containment of SCP-323. Description. SCP-323 is the skull of an unidentified cervid measuring 55 centimeters long, 27 centimeters wide, and 31 centimeters tall, with a pair of antlers measuring 35 centimeters tall and 46 centimeters from tip to tip, growing from the left and right sides of SCP-323. SCP-323 shows signs of damage inconsistent with outside exposure, with regular pitting, scarring, and weathering across the object, bleaching on the upper surfaces, and a missing lower mandible. All classic. They say it's unnatural, but it is consistent with outside exposure. Okay, good. I was like, that's what happened to a skull, please. The rear of the skull features an approximately centered ovid gap measuring 25 centimeters high and 23 centimeters wide, giving access to an interior space 16 centimeters deep. This gap shows signs of tool use, indicating that it was carved with tools, possibly stone. SCP-323 displays the ability to react to oral, tactile, and visual stimuli. Testing has revealed SCP-323 appears to have a field of view similar to that of other cervids, and has responded to visual stimuli from up to 50 meters away. The targeting of specific members of personnel, various attempts to breach containment, and the violent reaction towards speakers of the French and English languages suggest a level of sapience. However, this is unconfirmed. SCP-323 is capable of limited locomotion, typically in the form of small movements and vibrations. In most cases, SCP-323 will only locomote in the event of various stimuli, such as moving away when touched, or turning when personnel are present within its containment chamber. SCP-323 has demonstrated the ability to make larger movements, such as lunging at personnel and repeatedly attempting to force its way through containment procedures. SCP-323 exerts an influential effect in a radius extending roughly 15 meters from itself. Individuals within this radius will begin experiencing cannibalistic thoughts and urges, violent outbursts, and impaired judgment after approximately 1 hour of continuous exposure. Roughly 74% of individuals who reach this point will attempt to place their heads through the gap present in the back of SCP-323, with efforts made to keep their mouths uncovered. If an individual is capable of fitting their heads through the gap, Attempts will be made to bludgeon their heads against nearby hard surfaces until the point the individual's head fits. The individual loses consciousness or the individual expires. Once the individual has fit their head through SCP-323, the individual is classified as SCP-323-1. Within 10 minutes of putting SCP-323 on, SCP-3231 will undergo drastic physical alterations. SCP-3231 will experience a rapid loss of body fat, body hair, and pigmentation, followed by the rupturing of the distal phalanges from the fingertips, abnormal tooth growth, and the blackening of extremities consistent with frostbite. Additionally, SCP-3231 appears to experience greater strength and pain tolerance than the average human. However, SCP-3231 still appears to be as susceptible to physical harm as it was prior to its introduction to SCP-323. SCP-3231's metabolism will experience a dramatic increase requiring a constant caloric intake, with starvation occurring anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes if no self-preservation efforts are made. In order to sustain its increased metabolism, SCP-3231 will actively seek out and eat other individuals for sustenance until expiration. In the event SCP-3231 is incapable of finding plentiful nourishment, SCP-3231 will make efforts to sustain itself, including limiting movement, rationing available food, and auto-cannibalism. SCP-3231 will only feed upon humans. It is presumed that SCP-3231 is capable of receiving sustenance from other sources but chooses not to, despite availability or ease of access. During the pursuit of individuals, SCP-3231 has been known to occasionally make various statements in the Severn Ojibwe, Potawatomi, and Cree languages, as well as in the native language of the instance. It is not known if these statements and the knowledge of these languages is the result of SCP-323's anomalous influence, or if they originate from SCP-323 itself. Okay. Oh, wait. I missed the date. Oh, no. Okay. So there was a little audio file that I clicked and access is granted. Audio log incident SCP-323 B75274 110906. The following audio log has been transcribed from surveillance recovered during the 110906 containment breach of SCP-323, which resulted in the death of 12 personnel members before containment could be re-established. No accompanying video surveillance could be recovered. SCP-3231 hungry, so hungry. The sound of dragging can be heard as SCP-3231's voice becomes louder. SCP-3231, I must eat. So very hungry, always hungry. Several thumps can be heard, followed by a wet crack. SCP-3231 must not eat. I have to eat. So hungry, so lonely. Ooh. Oh, thank you for the follow. Vapirux? Fun name. Welcome. Okay, thank you very much for the follow. What is presumed to be SCP-3231 eating can be heard, accompanied by what sounds like panting. SCP-3231 alone, hungry, should eat, must eat them all. I must eat to know warmth. SCP-3231 creates a loud vocalization followed by a wet thump. SCP-3231 so cold, must eat. SCP-323 was recovered on 09/12/97 in the Bittern Lake Reserve, part of the Lac La Ronge First Nation in Saskatchewan, Canada. Redacted, a small, unregistered community, had been sustaining an active SCP-3231 instance by routinely murdering individuals and leaving them out as an appeasement. Investigation revealed redacted individuals were involved, who were interviewed and subsequently administered amnestics, and a cover story involving an unidentified serial killer was propagated. SCP-3231, at the time suspected to be the anomaly, died of starvation during its transfer to Site-91. The recorded number of deaths does not appear consistent with the duration of the SCP-3231 instance. It is suspected SCP-323 went through several instances of SCP-3231 before containment. However, no irrefutable evidence supporting SCP-3231's longevity has been uncovered. And we have an interview. Okay. SCP-323-A. James Namagoose, an individual involved in the murders and sustaining of SCP-3231 prior to its containment, was brought in for questioning involving SCP-3231. Mr. Namagoose remained unusually calm throughout and after the interview. Following the interview and containment of SCP-323, Mr. Namagoose was administered amnestics and was reintroduced to his community. Dr. Redacted and Namagoose. That's who we were talking between, so I'll say Doctor and Namagoose. Doctor, please state your name for the record. Namagoose. James Namagoose. Doctor, please state your involvement with the murders. Namagoose. I helped move the bodies for the Wendigo to eat. Doctor. What do you know about the object? Namagoose. There is a story of the Cree men, back when fighting was common, who tried to control the Wendigo, to give his people an advantage. It was just a story. The elders knew more, but we were safe, so we didn't ask. Doctor. When did you first encounter the entity? Namagoose. One night I heard yelling all around the village. A warped man walked out of the woods, killed our friends right in front of us. Sometimes it would stare more than it would make to kill, try to talk to you. It whispered at me, Pemisto, come and eat. It made me cold in my bones. Doctor, and then? Namagoose. Then I felt like I could understand the warped man, the Wendigo, and that we could leave with him like we all do when we pass. When I was made to kill, I thought of this and it calmed me. I didn't run. Ooh. Dr. Namagoose closes his eyes and exhales slowly. After a minute, he resumes talking. Namagoose. It would look at me sometimes. I could hear him in my mind. I could feel him watching me from out of my own eyes. This helped me watch these people die, and I hoped it would pass on my family. Doctor. Thank you, Mr. Namagoose. Final note. No mental effects similar to what Mr. Namagoose stated have yet to be reported by staff who have integrated with SCP-323 or SCP-3231. Further investigation into this is not planned. However, staff are encouraged to report any atypical thoughts or feelings experienced while working with either. And that's the end of that. I got excited and I knew where we were headed. This is one version of a Wendigo description, and I love it. Thank you for that recommendation. I'm going to have to call that one out. Who was that? DarkStormDown. Not with us right now. But ooh, thank you, DarkStormDown. Okay. I have redeems that we can do, or the last one that we'll be reading is a joke one, and we're a little late to this because I had to do other stuff last week. But it's the 420 joke entry, so I'm excited. There's a bunch of little spin-offs on this one. There's a bunch of links connected to it, I guess. But I'm excited. Ooh, Pope Frankie. Hello. Thank you for the hydrate and posture check. I will do those now. And stretch. Oh, thank you very much. Okay. Got the hydrate. Posture's up. Okay. Thank you. Settled. Now the mic has to meet me. Okay. There is a demon in the ghost hunting game Conrad Stevenson's Paranormal PI that is essentially a Wendigo, but they gave it one of the other names for the Wendigo. Do you know what name it was? Excuse me. I'd love to know what name they gave it. It's fun to talk about the different versions of things. Because, like, the different ways that they've been brought into generalized modern culture. The Wendigoa? Ooh, okay. The different ways that they've been brought in is fun to analyze and to figure out when is which Wendigoa. Woohoo. Okay, so this follows pretty much like the one we already have, eh? Mm-hmm. But alright. There's a lot of different versions of them, so it's fun to see them. Ooh, so the Proto-Algonquin term was reconstructed as Win Tekoa, which may have meant owl. So in this one, using that name for that, it was actually kind of an owl, which is funny. I like it. It's cute. Ooh. I want to read more of these. There's plenty of people that are like, don't touch it and such. But anyway, left the pic of what it looks like in the game in chatting. Ooh, fun. Okay. Well, probably wrong channel, but I didn't think, well, it is kind of relevant to chatting. It's not terribly off. It's a little bit spoopy. So brace yourselves in chatting. But I think that is probably fine. It's all subjective. Anyway. Okay, the last read, since no one's got redeems, and that's fine. It's good. We've got SCP-420J. Yeah, come on. So let's have fun referring to that fun that's just passed. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. SCP-420J, item number SCP-420J. That one is in the containment breach game. Object class, awesome, with an exclamation point. It's not just awesome, it's awesome with an exclamation point. But, okay. Hey man, that's not a real class. You gotta make it safe or something. Quote from Dr. M. Redacted. And then a response, oh yeah, you're right, man, it's totally safe. Quote from Dr. C. Redacted. New object class. Awesome. Struck out. Totally safe is the new object class. Capital T totally, capital S safe. Special containment procedures. We keep it down in room redacted in the basement building, redacted at site redacted. The password is redacted. What are you doing, man? You can't just tell everyone where we keep the redacted, 'cause then everyone's gonna want to come and get some. Quote from Dr. M, redacted. Hey, you can't say redacted in the articles, man. Oh, redacted. Quote from Dr. C, redacted. So we have Dr. M and Dr. C having their fun. Okay. Description. Okay, so I got this stuff when we were down in Jamaica. Really strong stuff with lots of blue and red mixed in it. ... Good redacted, man. Me and M, we were smoking that stuff down there with redacted and skinny redacted. When M says, he says to me, hey man, we should take this stuff back and send it through that machine thing that changes things and makes things better. And I said that was an excellent idea, and so we did. I'm clicking machine. What is machine? SCP-914, it seems. I'm keeping track of all the spin-offs. Okay. So that's the cool machine thing that I don't know about yet. We haven't read. And so we did. Man, we tried it on very fine first. And whoa, we were laughing for weeks. Weeks was bolded. Sucks what happened to redacted. Still funny as redacted, though. Dr. M. Okay. That last man, we tried it and whatever was the quote. So we get this really great redacted out of the machine, and me and M try it out, and we're like, whoa, man, that is some excellent redacted. But then we used it all up and didn't have anything left but the seeds, and we figured we couldn't just get rid of them, so we decided to plant them and grow them. And then M was like, hey, man, what about that dirt that makes redacted grow real fast? And this is SCP-124. That's, I guess, fancy dirt. They're going to use the cool dirt. Okay. That makes redacted grow real fast. And I said that was an excellent idea. So we went and got some dirt and planted the seeds in it. And oh, wow, man, that is some excellent redacted. Experiment log. Test 1. We should give some of this redacted to that big lizard thing. It'll totally mellow him. Quote from Dr. C. Yeah, man, but what if he gets the munchies? From Dr. M. Big lizard. Big lizard is 682. Which is the same guy that we were referring to before, right? That has the deep anger and the slime played with. Isn't that the same guy? Yeah, that's the same guy. So cool. They said that they would give it to him. Test 2. Man, I gave some of this redacted to Josie, and she chased her tail for like 2 hours. Quote from Dr. C. Who's Josie? Josie is a cat that seems to have no back end. From this photo, at least. But it's SCP-529. I'm collecting other stories to read eventually. There's still like at least 3 more other spin-offs. That's who I was talking about with my mom. My theoretical scenario with my theoretical scenario with 096. Oh, then we'll have to read that guy. I'm gonna officially call that a recommendation from you, Cage. Okay, we're gonna read that guy next, or like that's gonna be on our list. All right. Note under test 2: animal testing of SCP-420J is no longer allowed. Junior researcher R, redacted, has been identified in security footage fleeing site redacted in a stolen maintenance vehicle with an SCP-420J affected canine. Further research pending. Quote from Dr. Jones. Test 3. We should totally give some of this redacted to Iris Man. From Dr. C. Man, quit trying to get laid with that redacted. From Dr. M. And that's referring to 105, SCP-105. Formerly known as Iris Thompson. Ooh, interesting. It looks like Iris turned into a camera? Okay, test 4. Oh man, let's give some of this redacted to, what's his face, that kick-ass guy. Quote from Dr. C. How scramble, it's like the fake swearing, I guess. How blank, I say, gentlemen, your SCP-420J certainly causes one to experience the most extraordinary of sensations. This, sirs, is indeed quite excellent. Redacted. Quotes. Do that. Dr. M. I'm a little bit confused how that works. But that's SCP-732. And I see now an ad is going to forcibly start. I ran out of skips. I apologize. But test 5, the last one. Hey man, what if we gave some of this redacted to that freaky statue thing? Quote from Dr. C. Why, man? He's like already stoned. From Dr. M. And that's SCP-173. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now it's the ad running. But then it's just a little bit of disciplinary review and last little bits. But okay. Silliness. I'm gonna have to update all these little things. Please hold while we play this wonderful ad for you. What ad is it? I don't know. I can't see. These. Oh, is it multiple ads? Ick. Okay. Ugh. And we're back. Welcome back. No more ad. Okay, so we've got the list. There's 5 different tests and at least 5 different references now. But then the last half of this is disciplinary review. Upon discovery of this extremely unprofessional behavior, all remaining samples of SCP-420J have been confiscated. This is a quote from Dr. Clef, or a disciplinary review from Dr. Clef. I have no idea who Dr. C redacted is, but their name seems too long to be Dr. Clef, probably, so I don't think he did that. Addendum. Can anyone tell me why Dr. Clef... Oh, no, wait, this is totally from Dr. Clef. Dr. Clef totally did this and then pretended it wasn't invited. Or maybe he found it and had some of his own. Can anyone tell me why Dr. Clef just walked in here demanding stir-fried noodles, pizza, corn chips, and dark chocolate? He was smiling, too. What the fuck? That's a quote from cafeteria staff. And then Addendum 2... And we have addendums all the way to 4. Addendum 2. Aw, redacted, man. He even took the stash of seeds in my redacted. From Dr. C. It's alright, man. I know a guy in T redacted. I don't know what that's supposed to be. And that's a quote from Dr. M. And then Addendum 3. Where can I score some of this redacted? A quote from Dr. Fredericks. Which his link is connecting to SCP-423. So that's fun. Okay. So many connections to go to. And then Addendum 4. See also extended SCP-420J experiment log. So I guess this spells out all the tests that they did. Oh no, okay, so they've got a whole new thing. I think we'll have to read that one next time. The extended test log. But they had fun. Looks like they had lots of fun. Alright. That will be it for today. Or this stream, I mean. We'll be moving along to just classic fairy tales again tonight from the Red Fairy book. Thank you very much for joining me, everybody that's new, everybody that returned. Hope you had a good time. Here we go. Thanks for watching. And put that over there. We'll see you tonight, hopefully, for the fairy tales, and if not, I'll be doing more SCP recommendations at the same time tomorrow for this. And I guess I'll just... Oh, no, wait. Let's have a raid. Who was it that we kept trying to raid before, but we never managed to raid over to? Who was that? It was a recommendation Fett had sent a few times. Raid, Long says. Yes, we shall raid if I can find. This will probably be buried. I don't know. Ah. Yep, it's well buried. Okay. I had a suggestion, but they weren't doing ASMR tonight, so hopefully you can find Fats. Otherwise, I can find someone else. Sounds good. I think. Do. A little bit further back. Nope. We talk too much. We have so much to make sure I know what I'm doing about. Our important chats in Discord. Ooh. There it is. Let's see if this person is it. See if they are here. They may not be. It looks like no for the one. Maybe the other. Yeah. No luck for that. And no. Okay, so neither of those suggestions popped up. Let's see who is up for ASMR right now. Do. That's a rerun. Mini Bun. I think we will go to Mini Bun. I found Mini Bun. Oh wait, I just see. I don't think so, but I just found Mini Bun and I think we'll go over there. Here we go. Yes. Mini Bun sounds fine. You follow your heart. And so I have. Alright, we're gonna read over there. Let's prep our messages. Cozy Frog raids times. Okay. Ooh. Dang it, I do that every time. Why is it no work? Why is it no work? Raid 1. There we go. Right, that's why. Okay. Well, let me copy. There we go. I have mine copied. Are we ready? There we go. Alrighty, we're going over now. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope I'll see you soon. Good night. Oh, Lahong, don't be violent. We try to go in nice. Don't scare them too quick. Okay, here we go. We raid. Boop 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 boop. We are raiding. And now we're raided in. There we go.